Hi everyone, welcome to an episode of the Minimalist Scientist. Today we're going to talk about pollution of aquatic ecosystems, specifically rivers. So before we dive in, let's get to know rivers a bit more. Rivers belong to one of the most important cycles on Earth. That's right, the water cycle. This is basically the movement of water between land, ocean, and air. The ocean loses great amounts of water all the time due to evaporation. As the water vapor rises and condenses to form clouds, it builds up, and once the water is heavy and ready, rain takes place, leading water back into the ocean. So, where does the river fit into this cycle? A river is a ribbon like body of water that flows downhill via the force of gravity. The source of the river is what we call headwaters. Headwaters can be melting glaciers, and they can also be formed from melting snow. They can also be lakes with outflowing streams, or they can even be from a spring bubbling out of the ground. Tributaries are streams that flow towards the main river channel, and where they meet is called a confluence, before finally exiting the river's mouth into a larger river, the ocean, or a delta. Some important characteristics of rivers include its depth, its width, current velocity, substrate roughness, and its slope, to name a few. So why are rivers important? They house biodiversity. They have organisms called shredders, like the shrimp, collectors, like fly larvae, grazers, like snails, and predators, like fish. Rivers provide hydroelectric power as well. Fertile agricultural zones too, when they deposit sediment along their banks. Civilizations such as that of Egypt was built on the Nile River. Let's go back now to pollution. There are two broad categories of pollution sources: point and non-point source. Point sources can easily be identified because it is from a confined place like factories and power plants. Non-point sources, however, are the complete opposite and come from various sources that can't be readily pointed out, like runoff during a bad storm, urban sewage bringing various pollutants, or even herbicides and fertilizers. You might be asking, oh no, how can we fix this? What can we do? Surely we can't just give up agriculture, nor can we stop using essential chemicals that contribute to science and technology. So a common go-to would be sewage treatment. It's ideal, but not every country has the means to do it. It should be one of the biggest goals though. What sewage treatment will do is it will collect wastewater and use various techniques to treat it. Did you know that 90% of the world's wastewater does not receive any treatment? The more we invest in treating water, the greater amount of potable water there will be for everyone. Sewage treatment will also moderate floods, and water quality will be conserved. Another solution is something called ecotechnology. Sounds like a big word, but it's just our bridge towards sustainability. An example of this would be man-made wetlands. Wetlands are bodies of water that rivers pass through to help filter wastes using plants and decomposers. In creating more wetlands, we are slowing down the rate of pollution, reaching the oceans and other water body systems. So there you have it, pollutions in river systems and a few ways to deal with it. I hope this video helped you understand aquatic pollution better. If you are still curious about the nitty-gritty science involved, check out the references I put in my description. Thank you!